Joe, people can change. You get set in your ways. I told you about, I didn't like that you backed into parking spaces. I thought that was elitist.
And so you backed in today?
I have changed my ways, and I have done. You can change. That's why if you have a car dealership or you just think car buying this is what we got, it's not true. You can change, and you haven't checked out Two Rivers Ford in Mount Juliet, you need to do it. It's family owned since 1983. They got it going. I've noticed on all their social media that they are doing special deals for the people affected by the ice storm. Their cars are dinged up, right? So it's very cool. They react, and they are community led. They're philanthropic. They do a great job.
And as you bought your 2026 Mustang there, I bought my Expedition there. Selection's what it's about. Top-selling F-150s. The hottest truck in America is the Ford F-150, the Bronco Sports, the Explorers for decades. And you can see all these online right now, tworiversford.com. Two Rivers Ford, the South's most trusted Ford dealer.
It's the Second Cup of Joe and John with Joe Elvis and John Dwyer.
Come on, John. Give it to me.
Joe!
Hello, John. Do you like my homage?
I don't like how you're feeling, you're moving your hands on. I mean, you can just
displaying. There's a lot of area.
Pitchers and catchers, right? Is that the deal?
It is. If you're on the YouTube, you can see I am in my Phillies gear, the old Phillies gear. And what would you call that color? This was the great powder blue jerseys back in the 70s when I lived 20 minutes from Veterans Stadium. But you can see when this show comes out, so it's in February, and that's Pitchers and Catchers Month. I wear this every year.
And you're the guy, you wear jerseys, you go your Titans and Predators, longtime season. You wear the jerseys. I
don't wear the jerseys. I'll wear like what you have, a pullover
that's
with
not true.
that. This isn't a jersey. Would you call this a jersey?
No, but you do going to games. Well,
I wear something with a logo on it.
Yeah,
and sometimes I will double logo, which is a site that you love.
I don't like it because you're not if you're on the coaching staff, you can do that. If you double logo, you act as if you're on the team, and you're not. You're not on the payroll. By the way, eSpaces here on Music Row, we have moved our show from my old clothes closet in East Nashville.
Yeah.
I'm not saying, and this is fantastic. So if you're thinking about office space, you want a great view, the amenities, the park, everything it's just a very cool space.
And we have our key. You get 24/7 access.
Yeah.
You got your own kitchen, the internet, the Wi-Fi, the everything. It's great community. If you have an office that you want to bring in, maybe you just need to book meetings. This is an unbelievable operation, and we're very blessed to be here at eSpaces and all over Nashville. So if you're in Nashville, I think there's 5 locations.
By the way, we were getting to know some of our tenants, and one of them, they said, "What are you guys doing in there?" I was telling me to do, and I told them our guest. And they went,
of course.
Wah! So there may be paparazzi out there, but
more than normal.
Yep. Let's get to this.
Hey, we know people. Let's take
God, do we know people
Joe and
today?
John's Rolodex.
She said yes, Joe.
She said yes, and yes ends with an S. And you're going to know this great voice. You're going to know this beautiful face. Kelly Sutton has been the go-to entertainment journalist in Nashville for decades. You can see her on all kinds of outlets around the country. And I love her in the morning with Coffee and Cody, the Big Bill Cody, one of my favorite radio men of all time on 650 WSM. You'll hear her every weekday morning. Make welcome Kelly Sutton to the Second Cup of Joe.
And John!
It's more.
Nice.
Hey, good.
Nice. That was nice, guys. Do you already have that trademarked? You've got it. Are you signed up with BMI or ASCAP to get your royalties on that with your little singing? Great. You're on Music Row.
More things we've missed.
Perfect.
Yeah. Do we have our Actors Guild card? I bet you do. I bet you because you.
Well, I am eligible for it, but I have not done it because this is not a union town. So I was told if you do have your SAG card here, it's harder to work because most of the things that are shooting in Nashville are not necessarily a SAG project.
See, 30 seconds into this podcast, we have this is information this is good stuff.
So Help me with where that would come into play. So if you wanted to be on Nashville 911, which is shot here in Nashville.
911 Nashville,
Can you do that? Yes. Can you do that without your SAG card?
Yes.
Where would this come into play that you would need it?
There are certain restrictions for a shop like that. They can make exceptions for people who don't have their SAG card. And I'm by no means an expert on any of this, but they can make exceptions. That is a particularly union shop because it is coming from another state and set up here, right? So the majority of the people there all are SAG-AFTRA. I mean, Kimberly Williams, Paisley, and so many of the others. They've been doing movies for years. Now, when you have smaller projects, like I did a smaller project this year, it's called Music City Mistletoe, and super cute, adorable.
Like it was Lifetime movie show?
Yes. That was not a SAG project. So if I was a card-carrying member of the union, I would not have been able to do that project.
Who'd you get to kiss?
No one, thankfully.
What?
Yes. No. You know
Didn't
what?
You want to, maybe?
You want to know who I played? Myself. It was so great. It was just me being a radio host in
just like
a
on
movie.
The Nashville 911. Is it 911 Nashville?
911 Nashville, right?
Just like we see Bob Mueller's mustache every week on that show.
He's got that on lock, man. What's going on there?
It's copyrighted. I think it's part of it. It's a Nashville institution.
Right.
It's its own SAG card.
He gets 2 checks.
It's a tourist spot for people on a pedal tavern.
Love
it. True story.
Yes.
On Nashville, the TV show many years ago on ABC, which saved our behinds at News 2 because it was on Wednesday night. If we had a great story and it was on Monday, we said, let's save that for Wednesday so people can actually watch it. But Ann Holt actually had to audition to be Ann Holt on the show. She nailed it, by the way.
Good for her.
She had a good day.
That's so great.
Isn't that stupid?
That's so funny. I was on the show 4 times.
Yes, you were.
3 or 4 times. Mm-hmm.
Great.
I was always yelling at someone, which is, as we do.
You shout out the question?
Yeah. Mayor, tell me more about that. And
Boom.
I'm shoving a microphone in someone's face.
Cut.
So there was a lot of that, but it was super fun. I loved that. That was a good time.
How about we start where you are now, then rewind a little bit. Coffee, Country, and Cody, 650 WSM.
Yep.
The most historic radio station. It is the best.
No.
And I live right next to the tower. So I drive down Concord Road every day, and I love that glorious, old-fashioned, great tower.
Yeah.
TV is where you started, and then you moved into radio. Still TV's part of it, because look at us. We're on TV, I guess, in our own way. How did this show come together with this for 650? And, man, those are early bells. You look absolutely beautiful for a morning show. And you guys go live most of the time.
This is all duct tape and chewing gum, honey. That's all that keeps me together.
We've talked about
thank
it.
God for the Botox.
John did mornings, and he said, I missed 6 Super Bowls. And so,
it's a hard
it's a life changer.
It's a hard road. Well, so when I was in television, before I came to Nashville, I was a morning anchor in Evansville, Indiana. And
no kidding.
Mm-hmm, okay. And then I became the evening anchor in Evansville. So I swapped. And I remember saying the infamous phrase, well, I will never do another morning show ever again. That's a crazy schedule. Fast forward to I got hired at Fox 17 to do the early morning show.
Yeah.
And
I'm in. I'll do it.
Yes.
It's Nashville.
It was with Ralph Emery.
Yeah, it was.
It was with Ralph Emery.
And that was early Fox here, wasn't it?
Early Fox.
Just getting on here?
It was early mornings. So that started, 2001. I've been here 25 years now. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
So did another early morning stint. And then after that, and did an afternoon show at Channel 4 for a while and loved those hours. Those are peak. But then
those are Ann Holt hours.
Those are Ann Holt hours.
Basically 2 to, and love Ann.
Yes.
But a hell of a
2 to
negotiator.
6:30.
Let me tell you, mine was even better. Mine was like 9 to 1 or something.
Yeah.
It was brilliant. I loved it so much. But then through that, I was also working on my own radio show. So I have a syndicated radio show called Y'all Access with Kelly Sutton. So as I was rolling that out, I was in talks with some friends at WSM, and I've been friends with Bill Cody forever. And we have threatened to work together.
Sweet man.
Such a sweet man. And we truly, every time that we would host events together, we would host charity events together, and he'd say, one of these days we're going to work together. And it just, the stars aligned, and he called me and he was like, hey, I think we got something. Do you want to come be a part of this team? And I was like, for you, yes, I will get up early and I will do it. And that was, we started in 2021. So I've been there, I'm coming up on 5 years this year.
Fantastic.
Yeah. It's pretty cool.
Let me move on here.
Common sense would tell you not to look to Joe and John for this, but time for life lessons from Joe and John.
Joe, I just not to spike the football, but I'm 3 for 3 on the audio.
You're doing
there.
very well, John.
I
have a
like
cookie over here. Performance is massive. Kelly, life lessons. Maybe let's stick with the coffee country and Cody.
Sure.
Now, how is that going? You were the very first female to ever host the full show at the Grand Ole Opry. Mm-hmm. This has rolled into other aspects. So things had to come off of this show just because you guys are around so much and everybody wants to be on the Big 650. So what has that been like, exploring into the Grand Ole Opry and the opportunities for life lessons that's open for you?
Well, it's been very interesting. So historically, the Grand Ole Opry, we celebrated 100 years last year, which is crazy. And of course, WSM 650, we've been around for 100 years. We went on the air earlier than the Opry did. So we started first at WSM, and then the Opry came on our airwaves shortly after. But 100-year legacy is just incredible. And with that legacy, every announcer that has been a part of the Opry also has been a member of WSM. So you first have to be on air at WSM before you are allowed to host any of the shows. And so we were in talks, and they said, hey, we'd really like for you to become an announcer at the Grand Ole Opry. And
that has to blow you away.
It does. And I kind of thought maybe I was the first female, but I wasn't sure. And so I didn't really focus on that until I made my Grand Ole Opry debut, which was February 22nd. I'm coming up on an anniversary. Yeah. But February 22nd of 2022 was the very first show that I did. And I think about it now, if I would have put that extra pressure on myself, it would have been probably even more overwhelming than it was. Right. But at the time, I was like, just go out here and don't screw this up. I mean, this is the longest running show in radio history. Please don't run it off the tracks. That was the whole thing. When I got my ID, my picture ID from WSM saying that I was a full-time employee, Jeannie Seeley, who was one of our longtime member of the Grand Ole Opry, was there. And she said, come over here. I want to take a picture with you and your ID. So I'm holding the ID, and she's standing there with me. And I didn't realize at the time, Jeannie was the first female to ever host a segment on the show. I'm the first full-time female announcer. Mm-hmm. If she had not knocked that door down, I wouldn't have been able to walk through it. And she told me, she said, I was in their office every week saying, why can't I host my own segment? Why are all these men up here hosting their own segments? What's wrong with me? I'm one of the members of the Opry. So I think that my life lesson out of this is not only do you walk through the doors that are open for you, but you turn around and make sure that you're holding the door open for the next group that's coming through.
That's fantastic. And just to finish that, when you said the show's going on, WSM carries the Opry live.
Yes.
So it's a radio show. Yeah, people are there watching it and seeing all the set changes and personnel coming in and out, your favorite country stars. But you're carrying the radio show at the same time and intertwining with the live audience.
We are continuously live. So the moment the big red curtain goes up at 7 p.m., welcome to the Grand Ole Opry, presented by Humana, the show that made country music famous.
There we go.
There you go. That's it. And it is incredible, too, because we have live commercials, which is a real throwback to the beginning of radio and where that started. They had old-time commercials with Prince Albert was a sponsor back, I think, in the 40s at one time. And so we get to... Dairy. That's right. Yes. And Martha White and so many others that were a part of that legacy. So I get to continue that, and I get to be a part of that legacy every time that I step on that stage, and it's not lost on me. It's pretty amazing.
Great.
Yeah.
Longevity does not mean greatness, but you've mentioned you've been here 25 years. This town doesn't do fake.
Yeah.
Your connections and your Rolodex. Do you know what that is? Are you old enough to know it? Okay.
Yes, I know what a Rolodex is, John.
You continue to have this credibility, and you have Dolly on speed dial. I mean,
she doesn't call. You have to fax her.
Oh, do you? Okay, because it's 1984?
She only faxes.
That's crazy.
That is a true story.
That's not true.
But it is true.
She only faxes.
If you want to reach Dolly Parton, I mean, she has people, so you know her people. But if you are sending something to her,
it's a fax.
Yeah, what's that number, by the way? I just between you.
Here's how it starts.
I mean, if you can find a fax machine, good luck, right?
But to be not only relevant but successful, and it's a true testament to you and your reputation. And it's not easy being a woman. You just chronicled what that's like. But go back to 2001, coming to Nashville, going to Fox 17. Did you ever envision just where you are now and the success people look up to you?
Oh, thank you. No, I mean, not at all. We were in news. We were in the news business, and that looks so different now than what it did in 2001. I mean,
that's why I'm not
here
doing
we
it.
are, John.
Yeah.
No, but it was, I was a journalism major. I wanted to be in television news from the time that I was 15 years old. When I went on a tour in Louisville, Kentucky, and we went to WHAS and WAVE, and I was like, oh, this is what I'm supposed to do. So I knew that that's what I wanted to do, and that's what I thought I was continuing to do. But then being in Nashville and being with Ralph, this icon of country music, we had live music every morning. So we had a band. We had a full band every morning. And we had people coming on our show to perform. Taylor Swift came on our show. John Mayer came on our show. We were the first interview Jason Aldean ever did on television. It was a huge who's who of these stars that were up and comers that were coming on to cut their teeth. And so I became friends with all of them, and we grew up in this business together. And at some point, I think I realized I really gravitated toward the music side of things. I gravitated toward the entertainment side of things. I just think it was one of those sheer dumb luck where no one was available to go cover, the CMT Awards. And they were like, you go, you're on the carpet.
There we go.
Okay. I know most of these people. They've come on our show. And then after a while, I really loved being around the music and being able to champion the songwriters, being able to tell people, oh my gosh, there's this great new song, you got to hear it. And I really do think that I am probably a frustrated musician that can't sing, or I can, but I'm not good enough to get a record deal. So I've always been musical. My family's always been musical. I've always had that around me. And I think that was kind of that aha moment, like, okay, your job isn't necessarily to sing on the radio. Your job is to tell everybody else about these great songs. They've got to hear this. You're the cheerleader of country music.
There you go. Do you actually like country music?
I love it.
Oh, you do?
I love it.
That's a loaded question.
Oh my God, I do. Well, and here's the funny thing. I didn't. My dad played country music. My dad played Eddie Arnold and some of the old school country. And that was my dad's music.
Of course.
Didn't want anything to do with that. And then somewhere, I think late high school, early college, somebody played this guy named Garth Brooks for me. And I was like,
yep.
What's that?
At a fraternity house, low places, high, whatever that is, and on loop, right? They just, all hours of the night.
The crazy thing about it that's such a full circle for me is I grew up on the country music that started at the Grand Ole Opry because that's what my dad was playing. And I mean, physically playing, he plays guitar. And, we had that in our house and around us. So I had that perspective, and I know those people, and I understand the history of it. But I didn't love it when I was in high school because I loved my music when I was in high school.
And what was that? What was your music?
Oh, I liked rap.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You could have gone there?
I could have. That would have been my first guess.
LL Cool J, Walking with the Panther. Like, I had a lot of that. I also really liked dance music, pop music. Sure. I mean, all that kind of stuff. And I was, a cheerleader. And so we were doing the routines, of course, to all of the fun stuff that you would hear on the radio. But then, as you start to explore country music, you're like, oh, I mean, the songwriting of it, the honesty of it, the truthful lyrics that are put to incredible melodies, and they just live in your brain. It's kind of incredible.
It's good. By the way, under the hot, bright lights of our new eSpaces studio.
Are you going to unveil?
What's happening?
You know what? I had rotator cuff surgery, and this is not working out well. Can you pull that real quick?
Look how good that looks.
Yeah, this is a new sweatshirt. Thank you, buddy.
It's a true partnership.
But anyway, we're happy to be at eSpaces now. This has been a really cool place. It's if you're looking for any office space and you want all the amenities, you want first class. I know Kelly, she's like, am I in the right place? Because this is a second-rate
this
podcast.
Looks professional.
Yeah. Fancy.
But anyway, how about that? I'm going to go to this.
Take it.
Rapid fire. Pew, 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 pew. Rapid fire.
Pretty hard to be James Bond when we look like we just broke out
James Bond
a boy's nursery in this powder. What are we, the Titans? Stupidest color in pro sports. And look at us. But anyway.
You guys look great.
Kelly, we're just going to fire some questions.
Okay.
You do this all the time. You do a lot of, you're known for gotcha journalism. So we're going to.
That's right.
said nobody, by the way. Go ahead.
So great.
Kelly, you travel? What's one of your favorite vacation spots?
Oh, well, I love Disney World. We just came back.
Ah.
Yeah, I do at least a yearly trip to Disney World. We've done that since my daughter was little, but I had the opportunity to work for Disney with Night of Joy years ago, which is like all of the contemporary Christian people that come into town. And I think because I got to see behind the scenes and like some of the really cool backstage stuff, that's why I love it so much.
Nice.
And all access or y'all access.
Y'all access.
See how I work
It's
that?
better than all yaks. It's better than all access. It's y'all access. I can't even
Get
say
it
it.
straight.
There it is.
Favorite photograph. It could be of a family. It could be intimate. It could be an iconic one. What comes to your mind?
Of me?
Of any? No. Yes, Kelly.
This one. I'll send it to you. Hold on.
Oh my God.
Open your
Can I show
airdrop.
it to you?
I'll show you more of my stats, John.
Yeah, enough about me. Let me just show you my
Just
pictures.
more of me. I was just in
no.
Hawaii. Look at me here.
God, I thought she was Mensa, and
No.
she's not. She's not all around.
Just, you were asking questions about family, and I'm like, of me? Oh, okay.
And that would work.
Favorite photograph? I would say, oh, gosh, that's a hard one. There is a really cool, iconic picture of Johnny Cash that's black and white, and it was like the very Johnny Cash.
Yeah, was it that one?
Not that one.
Okay.
But there is one. I was thinking of the one that was probably one of the last photos that it had taken, and it was a black and white photo of him, and he's just kind of looking. It's a profile picture. That is a very powerful image.
Okay.
Yeah, but also the one where he's flipping the bird's great, and the one where he's high eating cake in the bush is also great. Have you seen that?
I don't know.
I'll send you that one along with my headshot. Yeah,
Eating cake in the bush.
it's like you'll never. You might be
we all
Sounds
high.
met.
like Joe's rock and roll day.
You might be high, but you will never be as high as Johnny Cash eating cake in a bush.
That's how I met my wife.
There
How
it
did you
is.
steal my story? Kelly, are you a dog or a cat person?
Dog.
Really? You have one?
Yes, I do.
Two?
I have one. His name is Wicket, and he was adopted from Nashville Humane Association.
Big guy? Small guy?
We thought he was going to be small. We thought he was a Yorkie. Turns out he's actually a pit bull mix.
A German Shepherd.
Yes.
Oh, a pit bull mix.
Pit bull mix.
From a Yorkie.
He's Yorkie, pit bull, and Chihuahua.
Oh, my God.
All three.
How did that get
I
together?
don't-
Talk about
don't
being
know.
high and eating cake.
I don't know. But yeah, he is definitely the most interesting animal I've ever owned.
Okay.
God. A pet peeve of yours.
Oh, I
You are just a day brightener. I can't believe anything gets you cranked. Besides traffic. That's
okay, if we're saying traffic, the people that don't wave to you if you let them in, I'm going to need a wave. I need a little thank you. I wave if somebody lets me in. I'm like, thank you. Give me the wave. Acknowledge me.
And what happens if that doesn't happen? Because
well,
I'm
on
that
their
person.
bumper. I'm on their bumper, and I'm like,
I use the horn too.
You're giving them
do?
grill.
I'm the horn guy. Yeah, you can't do that.
I don't go full horn because we
Well,
are
then
still
you
in
become
Nashville.
Well, that's true because people would know you. Yeah, people don't know.
That John Dwyer, did you see him? He was on my bumper,
he is.
honking his horn.
And he will be.
Yeah.
That's a true.
That is,
true
you
fact.
have no idea. Yeah.
John
I'm
gives
the
you-
best aggressive defensive driver in Nashville.
None of those add up. John gives you the grill. You look in the rearview mirror. There's a grill.
There's a grill.
with a Mustang on it.
Pony.
How long have you been married?
26 years.
And your husband's name?
His Paul.
Paul. What is a significant trait of you that Paul would say is great?
I'm ambitious. He knows. He knows if I have something that's on my plate that I'm like, I'm going to do this, he knows I will do it. Okay. There's and he will help me every step of the way. I would never, ever, ever, ever imagine that I could be where I am in any aspect of my career if it wasn't for him.
Sure. And is he in the same industry? What does he do?
No, he's in packaging. But before he was in packaging, he was a golf pro.
No kidding. Here we're going down good
Yeah,
roads.
so
Wow. Where do you play college golf?
He didn't play college golf. He was a college cheerleader. That's how we met.
These just stories keep going here. So where did he taught the youth, the kids?
He
Where
did.
he
He taught when we were in Owensboro. He was at the country club in Owensboro. And then when we moved down here, he kind of got into the other side of the golf business. He worked at Jack's Golf Shop for a long time.
I
in
love that
Belmead.
place.
I remember
I've been there.
that.
With Jack, he
I
was
bought
fantastic.
something from him then.
Yeah.
That was a great store.
Great store.
Now it's a plant store.
I know. So sad.
But, and so, Paul, you and Paul, 26
Yeah.
years. Congratulations.
Yeah.
And so do you still love him?
Yes, of course.
Are you sure?
I think so.
Okay, there. Well, see.
We'll get him on the phone, see if he feels the same. I don't know.
Here we go. Getting to the good stuff.
Speaking of give me a favorite restaurant of yours, either past or a newbie because there's my wife and I, Lindley, smoking out wife Lindley. We've been trying to knock out some new restaurants because you can't do it. But
it's hard.
Yeah, give me one of your go-tos.
All-time favorite, if somebody's coming into town and we have the time, we're going to Mangia because my buddy Nick, I don't know if you've been to Mangia, but it is an Italian wedding without the wedding. So you sit and you get family-style food. They've got The Godfather playing on a screen on the wall. He's walking around with a microphone. Everybody gets up and dances at some point. It's a pure party. I've had birthday parties there. It's my favorite place. I highly, highly recommend it.
Fabulous. And you have one daughter.
Yes.
And what's a good tip? What's your best tip to being a parent? You live a tough scheduled life. What's your best tip to being a parent?
Gosh, I would say, Life 360 is your friend. So I'm now watching Life 360 like it's my favorite show to see where she is and what she's doing because she's driving.
An app that,
what's Life 360?
that basically stalks your kids.
Correct.
Oh, right? Good.
Yes. Keep tabs on them at all times. Trust them implicitly, but also make sure you know everything that's going on. I think, honestly, my best advice is I always try to let her know, no matter what happens, like she can come and tell me. Like, don't be embarrassed. Don't be scared. If you did something dumb, I want to be the person, if she's done something wrong, that she can call and say, I know my mom can help, instead of I'm scared to tell my mom.
That's good.
That's good stuff.
She's probably thinking, well, I know my mom has done this too, so I'm going to tell her.
Well, and I'm really honest. She's like, Mom, did you? And I'm like, yep, sure did.
Probably did.
Met her husband at cheerleading. They were both in the cheer. So the stories of anyway. We're gonna do this.
There we go. Oh. So John, I passed the big truck that we have had, and you've noticed this as the reviews of winter come. We just had the massive ice storm throughout Middle Tennessee. Yeah. Trees are down. People have been out with folks power for over a week and stuff. Just absolutely, simply tragic. What's cutting down my street but a big Ford F-250 Super Dually, and the workers are piling out. We're cutting down trees. We're getting the work done. What we lift up here at Two Rivers Ford is that commercial lot. You bought that beautiful 2026 Mustang, and there's all the Expeditions, the Explorers, the Ford F-150s, but the commercial lot is an enormous other side of the dealership. Whether you're going to get that transit van or your work truck, it's an amazing dealership at tworiversford.com to check it out.
When I went there, you could eat off the floor. It's clean.
It's very nice.
They set a tone. Great people there. And it doesn't matter if you need 2 trucks or 200 trucks. I mean, they can take care of you. And if you are in business, you want the best deal in commercial, you're looking for 1 truck or 50, it's Two Rivers Ford in Mount Juliet. Two Rivers Ford, the South's most trusted Ford dealer.
Joe and John have come to the fork in the road.
You like these little stinger
I
things?
do. They're fun. They're very fun. Somebody produced all this. Kudos to them.
We know
Thank
people.
you.
Yes. I was looking
Did I tell you I worked for Conway Twitty?
You were about to.
No, that's fine.
He did up in Hendersonville. He had to wear the short, the whole outfit and all that.
At Twitty City?
I did. I worked for Twitty City.
Yeah.
And then I would go, I was in high school and college. So we're talking 70s, 80s, early 80s.
Yeah.
Then I'd go out and he would do shows. I was in better shape. Keep all the blue hairs away. And you'll testify to this. It was country music fanfare back then.
Sure.
Now it's the CMA whatevers.
CMA
and
Fest.
so, in those days especially, people planned their vacations around coming to Nashville. We had bus after bus after bus from Michigan, Wisconsin. They love the country music, and they would come trailing down here. Now that crowd's way younger. This would have been your parents' age that would have come seeing Conway. But the crowd here now, it's a huge party at Nissan and all the events that go on around town.
Yeah.
So.
But the segment is called Fork in the Road. And I love people that have been in broadcast because we all have them.
Sure.
I had a news director I interviewed for in 87 and didn't get the job because he died of a heart attack 2 weeks later, and I never heard back from him. So there's but you probably going from Evansville, coming to Nashville, your husband could have got a golf gig somewhere.
Yeah.
Give me a fork in the road that you would have gone, you probably would have ended up doing and being as successful. But what do you got for me? You got something?
Well, I've got plenty.
Yeah.
I mean,
you got a whole drawer.
You're not truly, absolutely. Yeah. You're not truly in broadcasting if you haven't been fired at least twice. I think that's a true story in broadcasting, radio, TV.
Why would you get fired?
Well, Fox 17, I was there for 12 years. I was the morning anchor. I was the longest running anchor at the station. And then we got a new news director, and he wanted to go in a different direction. And so there you go.
How's that working out for him?
That was a really big fork in the road for me. And I think, the hard part for that was when you get to a certain point in broadcasting, especially if you're a morning anchor, evening anchor, something like that, and you've got longevity and you've got comfort, you feel like you're pretty safe. So that was a real wake-up call. But the cool thing about that was everything that has happened, and I know you know this too, it has pushed me in a different direction that I never would have gone willingly. So for me, like God's kind of going, look, I know you're not going to go on your own, so I got to push you out there because this is where I need you to go. You're not going to go. You're real comfy in your little golden cage over here. We're going to open the door. We're going to push you out. So after that, I really made it my mission to never work full-time for one entity ever again. That was my
diversify,
goal.
like stocks. Yeah.
That's exactly what I said. And I looked at Ryan Seacrest, and I looked at other people, and I thought, okay, they've got radio, they've got television, they've got print, they have all of these other avenues. I want to do that. And I set out to make that my mission. So I started working in radio for TuneIn Radio. I started writing for different places and different outlets, including Country Outfitter and then Holler Country eventually in the UK. I started looking at different television aspects and what I could do there. I started my own YouTube channel. So for me, the impetus was I will work with people. I don't necessarily work for people anymore.
There you go.
Put that on a bumper sticker.
Yeah.
I like that. That's sage advice.
Thanks.
Well, and I tell my sons are in their mid-20s, it's all about the comeback. It's all about the comeback because a lot of changes aren't yours doing.
Yeah.
Like you said, we've all had those in this room. So it is all about the comeback. So what's maybe just give a quick snippet about, I want to make sure I say it right,
Okay.
Y'all Access.
Y'all Access.
How did this come together? And this is the show that airs on some 200 stations around the country?
We're not at 200 yet, but we're getting close.
That's good enough.
We're getting close.
200, John.
We are syndicated.
Who's gonna vet
No
that?
one's going to fact check it.
You should have just gone with it.
Okay.
Yeah.
150.
250
$199. It's fine. So one of my best friends, Joyce Reiser, who worked at Sirius XM for years and years, we were together working at TuneIn Radio. We launched a country station on TuneIn. It was called Country Roads, and we were working for them. And then when that went away, I said, I've always wanted to do a radio show that's like Entertainment Tonight because we have so many cool things that happen in Nashville, but it's a radio program. So we created Y'all Access, and it is everything that happens in Nashville throughout the week. Red carpet events, #1 parties, record release parties, interviews with stars, and we put it all together in a 3-hour format. It's a weekend show. So now we are on across the nation. We've been nominated for a CMA and ACM award.
That's what I saw.
Yeah.
I knew it. I said Grammy, and you could have gone with that.
Not yet, but that's coming. I'm going to get there.
And this is a pure radio show? Or
it's a pure radio show.
Okay, great.
Yeah, so we've been doing that. That's been my pet project for a while, and it's just been fun to watch that grow. I mean, radio is still such a beast to contend with. Terrestrial radio, it's still the main form of entertainment for so many people across the United States. I mean, yes, people they love YouTube, they love streaming, and I also work for Amazon Music, so I have one foot in both worlds. And it's interesting to see the way that a streaming market changes things and the things that you're seeing there and the numbers that you're seeing there, what you're seeing in terrestrial radio. So I have like left brain, right brain when it comes to all of that.
No, that's correct. It's the percentage is over 90% of people, you might have XM and such, but they're listening to the radio. They're coming to the radio,
right.
And it's only about a 20% slice of the population that actually have XM because it's expensive.
Yeah.
And so that's 2 out of 10 people. So that big gap is filled by the big terrestrial radio, John.
That's right.
Right there. You want to buy some time?
You gotta wear shades.
What's so great about what you've done is while you need access to the biggest names, they need you because of your outlet and your popularity with it. I love the fact that you've turned the frickin' tables on the industry.
Thank you.
It's all about the content.
Yeah. Well, and here's the thing that I realized early on. When you are interviewing somebody and you're like asking for their time and you said, give me an hour of your time. I realized if I ask Garth Brooks, Luke Combs, someone, if you give me an hour, I'm going to make a podcast out of it. I'm going to have it on WSM. I'm going to put it on Circle Country Television. I'm going to have it on Y'all Access Radio. I'm going to put it on my YouTube channel. We're going to have it on social media for you. I'm going to write about it in Holler Country. Like I said, you give me this much and I will get it out to these different places that it will be distributed. And that made it worthwhile for them.
That's good.
So that was kind of the reverse engineering of
and making money out of it is the issue. A lot of people will talk. But, things have to be sold and you have to be able to make money out of that.
Yeah.
And
let me know how to do that.
Well, see, that's the tough part.
Did you figure that out?
Everybody will say, hey, I'll take that show. Well, we're looking to, maybe a couple thousand a month here.
Sure.
And let's multiply that by 200.
Yeah.
So getting the money, getting paid is always been the hard part in the music business.
And sometimes you do some of the jobs that you don't necessarily love because they're going to pay well. And then the ones that you love don't pay well, but it kind of evens out.
And talk about with your future being bright, you'll be back in TV. Tell us about what's going to come up with American Idol.
Oh, this is really cool. Yeah. So randomly, I have some friends that, reached out and just said, we are doing something new this season with American Idol. First time they've ever done it. They are going to have a panel of industry folks that will be available for one episode. We watch the top 30. And then we get to put somebody through to the next round.
There you go.
Is this why you were in Hawaii?
Yeah.
Not tonight because, my God, how cool is that?
It was so cool. It was really
is that surreal?
Cool.
Have you already
done
it?
Very surreal, yes.
They've already shot the show.
We've already shot the show.
Oh.
So this year, American Idol, big ties to Nashville this year. I mean, you've got Carrie and Luke who both live here. Mm-hmm. So they shot the majority of the beginning of the season at Belmont University. So all of the auditions that you're seeing right now, it's happening on Monday nights, by the way, you will see take place at Belmont. And then the next round takes place at Aulani, which is the Disney resort in Hawaii. So, and they've done that for like 9 years. And they said, hey, do you want to come be like the country representative? And it was really cool. I was there with, some other people that I know and love and follow. Like there's...
Go ahead and name drop.
There's a vocal coach. There's a vocal coach. She's huge. Her name is Cheryl Porter. And she has 23 million followers or something. But she's vocal coach to the stars. So she was there. And then Sasha Farber from Dancing with the Stars was next to me. And then, you have some other influencers who were there. The first female editor of Rolling Stone was there. She was on the panel with us. So it was really cool.
I think it's great you're just still up to speed. We've given up. We don't know any of those people you just said.
There's the towel that we threw in.
We threw it in. So to constantly have to be knowing the new generation.
You're going to be here, so you're going to be doing a second-rate podcast soon,
We don't give
girl.
a damn.
You enjoy this now.
I can't tell you.
Funny.
I can't even tell you who's a judge on American Idol anymore.
So you got Lionel Richie.
Okay.
Which Lionel...
I do know that.
God, I love Lionel.
Yeah.
Lionel is now like my new best friend. I hung out with him so much when we were there.
Good.
I adore him so much. So Lionel, Luke, and Carrie are back there.
Okay,
all your
great.
Judges. Ryan Seacrest still there.
Still does it? That's
Still
fantastic.
there. Yeah.
When I was going to get you in the elevator at East Space's building here, we hadn't seen each other for a while.
Yeah.
And I think one of the last times, we'll always have, you won't even remember this, you've hosted so many things, 2013 Dancing with Safe Haven. Yeah. How did that guy, the Grease medley?
It was great.
Hardest thing I've ever done in my professional life.
I was
so
there.
Fun,
were
wasn't
you
it?
dancing?
No, I hosted.
I was there. I saw it then.
You were there.
You
Joe, I
invited me.
forgot that we
I
were
was at
friends
your
back
table.
then.
You
I
invited
did. He
him
was
and I.
at the table. Well, we
Yeah.
had to fill up the table, right? You had to buy the table,
Right.
and I didn't know what to do.
He
and I
said,
go,
Joe, come watch me dance for $500. Okay, thanks.
There you go.
no,
that was
that's
it.
yeah, that's right.
That's
think
pretty
he
much
picked it up.
That's. But I will tell you, Safe Haven, incredible family shelter here in Nashville. Love them so much. I danced the first year that they did it. I was one of the inaugural dancers, and the hardest thing I've ever done by far.
Would you agree?
100%. Loved it. Oh my God, loved it so much. Probably the best shape I've ever been in my life was after that. But then after that, I said, please tell me how I can be a part of this every year. So I hosted it for many years after.
It was it was great. Yeah, that was.
You killed it. I remember. People went wild.
Well, first we were one of the last people to go because we were it was later in the evening, so everybody's cranked. But it was who can? Kelly, I know. Look, you just came off another interview with down the street.
Yeah.
You're very busy. To take time to do this means so much to us,
I love it.
We haven't burned every bridge. And when she said yes, Joe, I'm like, we got big time.
great.
You have to wear your Phillies jacket
You're
for this
sweet.
because
I
I figured
did.
this was it's a big day. This is like wearing a tux
Spring.
for him.
It's
so.
springtime, just like Kelly.
Nice.
A rose, beautiful in spring, like us.
You guys are nice.
Well, Kelly, you've always been a bright spot, beloved in Nashville and in the rest of the world, still catching on and enjoying and discovering you. So for your family, may God bless you and keep you and make his face shine upon you and all that's ahead of your great leadership, mentor, and that $1 million smile. Congratulations.
Joe.
Thanks for
Thank
being
you,
on the
guys.
second cup of Joe and John.
It's the second cup of Joe and John as their guests expound on any and all topics within the realm of decency. Want to be a sponsor? Let a TV and radio guy help build your business. Email the show, secondcupofjoeandjohn@gmail.com. Now, hold on tight and grab another second cup of Joe and John.